Is it possible to get on one of Orlando's top chain of lakes for under $1 million? The answer is yes. Let's go take a look. I'd like to thank Nancy Strickland and Amanda Benz of Strickland Realty Group of letting us come by today and show their property here on the Canal on the north shore of the Conway Chain of Lakes. So a lot of our lakefront homes here in Orlando were built out in the 50s and 60s. You've got a lot of the kind of older style Florida ranch homes, usually single level, usually block construction, and those properties they're either getting scraped now to make room for larger homes, or you're still finding some of these gyms out here that either haven't been touched or someone has come in and done a very nice update top to bottom. And that's what we have here in this house. We are over on the Conway Chain of Lakes. We're on the North Shore. And the thing that's important about the North Shore on the Conway Chain is that most of those properties are part of one of Orlando's most desirable high school districts in Boone High School. So it really adds to values and creates a lot of stability, and you don't have a lot of turnover of these properties. This is a prime example of one that somebody's owned for a while. The buyer of this home is going to take advantage of some fantastic updates that have happened. This is not a quick fix and flip, so to speak, and this place is absolutely move-in ready. So as we come in, the floor plan, again, as I mentioned, has been opened up. So you have one large living space, which is what a lot of people are looking for these days. You have an oversized kitchen for this age of property. This property is about 1,830 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and you can see a very nice sized kitchen here. You've got newer cabinets, looks like brand new countertops, stainless appliances, built-in wall oven, which is a nice feature to have, microwave, a French door style refrigerator, and all of this opens up to the living space here, and you've got some great views and some visibility over the backyard. This house does have a dedicated laundry room, not something that you always find in these older homes. The owners have put a brand new washer and dryer in here as part of the sale. And this also has an enclosed garage. That's something that's also not always a given for these types of properties. You can see that this was actually a carport at one point. You've still got the support pole going down here in the middle, and you've got block on one side, and you can see where the block carry up about halfway over here. And then at some point, my hunch is that somebody came in, framed this out, put some drywall to enclose the garage, put a garage door in here. You don't have a lot of ceiling height in here. It's probably less than 8 feet. It is less than 8 feet, but still plenty of room to get a couple cars in here. And the reality of it is that most people, their garage becomes storage. Plenty of parking space out front, brand new driveway. Somebody's put a brand new driveway out there, and some really nice modern features here on the doors, the hardware. They've got kind of a sleek contemporary look there with the glass panel, and what looks like a engineered wood product on the floor here in the main living space, and that carries out through the bedrooms. Nicely updated, nice fixtures, lighting, everything you look for. This house is ready to move into and be lived in. Newer AC system. I think the AC system was 2018, so you've got some good life expectancy on that. Decent sized bedrooms. This is, they're not huge, that's not how they built them back then, but you've got closets, they all have built-ins. And one of the things that I like, that I'm always looking at when I look at property, solid wood panel doors. A lot of times this era, it was not uncommon for them to use the little hollow core doors with the veneer wooding side of them. Not great for noise transmission, but these are all solid doors. Just a little feature that a lot of people might not pick up on that really adds to the quality of living in the property. You've got, again, it's a 3-2. This has some updated tile through it. I've checked it looks like it's a PEX product on the plumbing. Everything looks like it's been repiped. I see all the outlets look like they are grounded. I can't tell from the panel here how, I presume that these are updated breakers, or at least they're not Federal Pacific. That's a General Electric box. I think you're gonna be okay there. Second bedroom back here, newer fans, lighting, fixtures everywhere. Really just a move-in ready home here to get you access on the water. And don't worry, we're gonna go see the water here shortly. Back here into the master. So this is where this property, again, they've made a lot out of what they have here in an 1,830 some odd square foot house. Looks like there's a secondary closet back here, but then as we come through this space here, you can see these cool barn doors that they've added, again with the glass. You've got a nice sized walk-in closet, already built out with built-ins everywhere, so you can really maximize your space in here. You've got a door going into the main bathroom there. It's got a little transom fixture up there. Again, brings in a lot of natural light and really just creates a vibe. And stand-up shower in here, glass doors on the shower. You've got multiple heads in here in the stand-up shower, dual vanity sink. and a door here that goes out to the backyard. Now this house is set up to accommodate a pool, and you do actually have room in that backyard to install a pool, which would really just make this house. This is a on septic drain field. The sellers were smart in terms of how they redid the septic so that you could accommodate and leave room for a pool here in the future. Behind me here, we've got these 3 wide sliders that go out. A lot of times these older houses, the sliders will be the old aluminum ones, original. A lot of work, a lot of times they need to be replaced. These open and close very smoothly. So these are newer. They're not original, I can tell you that, but they look like they're in fantastic shape, open and close very quietly. So that's not gonna be an investment that a buyer has to make right out of the gate. Now back here, beautiful covered back patio off the back of the house here, and really creates a nice spot to hang out. So you've got roof cover over you, you've got new pavers down here that were recently added according to the listing, and a really nice living space out back so you can really enjoy the water and the lakefront lifestyle. Now we are out here on the canal, and what's special about this property is the main lake is, I would say, probably about 6 houses down. So you're not that deep into the canal. You can actually look out, and I'll show you here, you can actually look out and see the lake itself. But there's other things that are important about where your house is located on a lot of these canals, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Now, backyard, spacious, wide open. There is plenty of room for a nice pool back here. And the thing about pools, when you're buying a house, really any house, but a lot of times these older lake houses, it was very typical they would put the drain field in the backyard. And some of those have been relocated to the front yard. This one, I'm told, is back over on this side of the house, back off the master bedroom. And so all of this space out here that I'm walking in right now would give you room to accommodate a pool without having to relocate and deal with a drain field. And that's not something you can presume. That's a real issue, and that could add tens of thousands of dollars to a pool project if you had to relocate a drain field. But you've got a lot of room to work with here, and a nice wide open patio out back. If you wanted to enclose that with screen, you could. I'm not a fan of screens myself. Bug issues in Florida on the lakes is way overrated. We can do a whole nother video on that sometime. But you've got a lot of options here at this house, or you just move in and start living here. Let's go down and look at the canal and kind of talk about this a little bit. So they've got a new dock that they've built. This has been built recently on this canal here. Does not have a boathouse right now, which is fine. You could add one, but there's something to understand about that, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But first I want to show you, talk about the proximity of this property to where it is on the lake. So right now, if I'm facing pretty much due south is the direction the canal runs, and if I look back there, there's Lake Conway behind me. So you can see we are just a few houses in, and if I go back in this direction, you can see there's the end of the canal back there. Now these canals, for the most part, there's a Conway Navigational Board. It's a separate tax entity that the county charges. Last time I checked, it's about $400 per property down here, and that's a fund that's set aside so that the county can maintain the waterways and the health of the Conway Chain of Lakes. And a lot of times, every 20 years or so, they might come through and they'll actually clean these canals out. Sometimes they get built up with silt, organic growth, and that kind of stuff. So there's a tax entity in place that helps maintain these canals because they're really important for the property owners here. Something to understand right now. So we are in, what is it? It's late April of 2026. We are dealing with a fairly serious dry spell right now here in Florida, and the lakes are all way below their normal level. So if you look at this behind me, you can see here on the shoreline, that lake level should typically be up probably another 2 feet vertically. And that can be an important thing to consider when you're having a lakefront property. It's kind of what your water levels are, and the depth of wherever you're going to put your boat and your boathouse. And I'm going to look over there right across the lake. There's somebody that's doing a dock project right now. It's going to be hard to get a boat in and out of there at that current water level. And actually get your boat and your lift down low enough so you can get your boat off the lift. If you have a pontoon boat, maybe not that big of a deal, because pontoon boats, you can see down here behind me, pontoon boats usually just sit in the water. It's unusual that somebody would take a pontoon boat up on a lift. So this dock does not have a boat lift right now, but you would have room to put one in if you wanted to down the road. Something to understand about boat canals and docks. Requirement, if you're going to put a dock that goes out into a canal, you've got to maintain the navigation of the canal, and I think it's either 30 or 40% width of the canal is your limit as far as how far out your dock can go. So if you're at a situation, you can't just extend your dock out further to accommodate your boat, because you've got to allow other boat owners to get in and out of the canal, obviously. So that's something to understand when you're looking at canal properties, and understanding what your abilities are as far as adding a dock or extending a dock. And you can see that some of these properties, like the one over there, they've done bring the boat in kind of parallel to the side of the canal. And you'll see some of these properties, and you can't do this any longer legally, to my knowledge. Maybe I don't know, maybe you can get some sort of variance. But in the old days, a lot of these property owners, they would just cut into the property, dig out, maybe put a little seawall around and make basically a little alcove to pull their boat in. But that's a hard thing to pull off these days, if it's even possible. Newer roof, you've got mostly shingle roof. I believe that looks like the what was the originally carport and now a garage, has a flat roof product on it, and block construction all the way around. Nice high and dry. You are not in a flood zone here on this property. You're in flood zone X. So a great waterfront property here for the money. If you got any interest in this, anything else, let me know. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe down below. We will be doing other price segments to kind of give you an idea for what your money's going to buy you here in the Central Florida area as far as waterfront homes is concerned. And yeah, appreciate you checking us out. I'm Mike Derenthal. Bye.